So, an important but simple step that you can take to create accessible content is to consider the color contrast. Your background color should always be a stark contrast with your against your foreground color. Typically, you can tell this with the naked eye. I've given an example here within the SEU Accessibility Best Practices document. Um, this text passes the color contrast, as you can see, and this text in yellow fails the color contrast. This type of contrast is fairly easy to tell, but I've also included a tool if you want to be sure and test a color combination yourself. So you just click on the link here, and once you have the tool downloaded, I'm going to show you quickly how to use it. This is a checklist that I recently tested for the Career Center here at SEU, and I'm looking at these check boxes here. So the way that you test it is you just click on this little dropper and you hover it over the foreground color. And as you can see, it changes it to that color there. And then the background color, do the same thing, choose the dropper and hover it over the background. And as you can see down here, the combination fails the color contrast test. So a person who is low vision or colorblind would have a difficult time accessing or reading that content. So we want to choose a darker color here and a color with a more stark contrast, a color combination with a more stark contrast. So for example, let's test this red here. And oops, test. And as you can see, this red against the white passes the color contrast. So the recommendation would be to change these checkboxes to a more stark color combination, such as the red against the white or a darker color. And again, this is just a simple step that you can take to help those who are low vision or colorblind access the content that you create.